What's the logic of using a tractor or just hire multiple?
And it's drag. So the plane is handled. Big one. 2, 1, go.
Well, I think that part of the future of conservation lies in application of technology. We see that it's extremely expensive to have people in the field and to cover a very wide area. So you have to have a lot of people, and the affordability factor comes in. So if you can apply something like drones, suddenly immediately you can cover a far wider area with a far less cost. So from a, let's say from an effectivity perspective, drones can become part of the solution and not the only solution. We require always a multi-pronged approach. So this could be part of it, but certainly if you look at the prospects and if you look at the advancement of technology these days, it's definitely something worthwhile to investigate thoroughly like we're doing now.
I would say of the rhinos poached, probably only 10% are done through darting. The majority of them are shot. And of those 10%, probably 10% of those probably actually make it. Just next to there's a treasure trailer that we parked.
Exam may or may not happen. So I went over. The whole operation is it's as if you have an exercise saying that virtual what we do know is we work very, very... And it's going to come back and do a couple of circles around. And we're doing some boundary patrols at the moment. There's a boundary fence that we have down the one side of the park here, and there are villages that are right next to the boundary fence, and often there are incursions and people that come in and transgress into the park through that boundary, and we're patrolling that at the moment, looking either for vehicles that are potentially parked there that may be dropping people off, or looking for physical people crossing over into the park.
Where we are now, but we're going down into a valley, so we're going to gain...
There we go.
It's black hot.
Black hot now.
Oh, look at that. So, as we fly, we see a number of different things. So you start to see there's animals, for example, and you've got to, once you've flown a bit, you start to identify the different heat signatures that you're seeing. So you'll know an animal, or you'll know something that looks like a person. But yes, and on a mission, quite often you will fly along and you'll see something that perhaps looks like something, a person on the ground, and you turn the aircraft around and you circle the spot maybe 2 or 3 times until you're absolutely sure that there is no, that it is a person or isn't a person. And so on a couple of times on a flight, on a 2-hour flight during the night, we'll come across something and just go and have a look back and have a look at it.
Fly over that.
We'll pass it. Yeah, it's gonna. I think what happens is with this technology is that it's one of a number of different tools that can be used by an anti-poaching team or a reserve. So there's the effectiveness over time should be quite good, but as part of a whole toolbox.